What are you doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have a smudge on my forehead.
No, okay.
Why are you looking at my forehead?
I'm not.
Meet my eyeline, Jim.
I am.
Stop acting like an idiot.
Well, if you continually find yourself at odds with your colleagues at work, you may want to take a good look right in the mirror, because it turns out those workplace fights could actually be your fault. Joining us this morning to talk more about that is Dr. Mimi Hall. She's a psychologist who deals with issues in the workplace. And this is, you know, a lot of people have these issues. They sort of walk around with a chip on their shoulder, as we like to say. What is it about what's going on at home has such a great impact on how we are at work?
You know, it used to be thought of that you have a life at home and a different life at work. Well, in reality, they impact each other. So if I have a difficult time at home, if I have an argument with my spouse, I'm going to take that to the office and oftentimes project it on my coworkers as well.
You talk about, you have some interesting points here. You talk about how we often have blind spots. What do you mean when you say that?
What I mean by that is oftentimes other people see things in us that we don't see in ourselves. We complain about maybe negativity in the office and never realize that we're the cause of the negativity.
That's interesting. And it's very easy to blame others. Those 2 points sort of go together.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It really is. And I think part of the reason is because we do what we do because we think it works for us. And so then we think other people should do exactly the way we do. And as a result, when they don't, we get annoyed.
Point number 3, if you have the same complaint, you may be the common denominator.
Exactly. If you're complaining about things at home, if you're complaining about things with your friends, and you're complaining about things at the office, and they're the same thing over and over again, truly you may be the common denominator. It's time to look in the mirror and see, what are you doing, and is it possibly your own fault?
Number 4 this is a tough one for a lot of people. Ask a trusted friend or colleague about your behavior.
Yeah, and that's hard for both sides of it, because on one hand, the person who wants to give you the feedback is so afraid that you're going to take it wrong. The other hand is, I don't really want to hear negative things about me. I want to be affirmed that I say, you know, that I'm doing things right. And one of the challenges is the fact that if I'm going to get the feedback, what am I going to do about it? If I don't have anything to do in terms of being able to correct it, then I'm in trouble.
Number 5, hire an outside mediator. How might that help?
Oftentimes, people will be a lot more honest with somebody from the outside than they are with each other. When I go into an office, one of the things I find is people will say things to me that they would never say to each other. And it's interesting. Everybody has the same story, but nobody's talking about it. And as a result, there's this malaise that's going on. And as a result of that, there's conflict, there's lower production, there's high stress. And as a result, people aren't happy.
Right, because you're so preoccupied with this storm that's going on in the office, you can't get anything accomplished.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. And number 6, as a manager, if you avoid the conflict, it will typically only get worse. And again, this is so tough. Nobody likes to confront someone else.
Right. And what I oftentimes find is that the manager will go in the office, close the door, and say, okay, let them just work it out. I'm not going to deal with it. They have to figure it out. And that's not right, because what's happening is everybody is saying, you know, why won't the manager handle this? Why is he or she hiding? Why aren't they taking charge? And it's really important. And whether they hire somebody from the outside or they handle it themselves, the trick is handle it. Absolutely. Make something happen, because it's not going to go away.
Ignoring it does not help the matter. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Mimi Hall. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
We enjoyed having you this morning.
Thank you.